Hey guys, thank you so much for being here for my This Is Us Season 2 finale live chat. And we can really just talk about anything that's happened over the last 2 seasons because I don't regularly do videos on this show. And I've talked about that before. I kind of like to do videos every 6 episodes or when there's a finale or something like that. But this was kind of an unscheduled last minute thing because I just finished the show last night. I've been behind for a long time, but this week I caught up and I just watched the finale last night on the NBC website. So first of all, if you are in the room, let me know. Hopefully some people will come to this. This is kind of late notice. Okay, I see Darko and Sarika. Thank you so much for being here. Anyone else who's in the room, say hello and I'll give you a shout out. But I definitely wanted to talk to you guys in this format about the finale because of the last few minutes. And so last night when I watched it, I was dying to see what people thought about it. And I went to their Facebook page and read the comments and there were so many different opinions. So I just wanted to see what you guys thought about it. Hi, Yusuf. Thank you so much for being here. Now personally, I liked this episode and I've liked every episode and I'm pretty critical of shows, but I really love This Is Us and I think it's very well done. And I was a fan of this episode and I liked the ending because it was very intriguing to me and definitely made me want to watch season 3 and I'm so excited for it to come back. I thought that was a very well done teaser. Hi, Brianna. Hi, Sarah. Thank you guys for being here. So I wanted to get your opinion. Let me know in the comments what you thought about the finale and what you thought about the last few minutes, because really that was where most of our interesting tidbits were, even though I was very nervous that Kate was going to run off. And I guess that's what they wanted us to think. And I was just thinking how heartbreaking that would be for Toby. And I'm so glad that wasn't her plan and that she just wanted to go leave basically her father in the special place where they'd had chats before and kind of be, more there for Toby and not so much caught up in the past. So Sarika's saying they showed us a sneak peek from season 3. I don't know if you're asking if they showed a promo or if you're just talking about how the last few minutes were flash forwards. So we had 3 flash forwards. A couple of them look like they were probably in the distant future, whether that be a few months or maybe a year, because we see that Kevin is dating the cousin of Beth, which I thought was really cute, and they're on their way to Vietnam, which I think is, even though that's a destination a lot of people travel to now, I think definitely that's connected to his dad's brother. I think there's a lot of different scenarios that could play out there. Hi, Ryan. Thank you for being here. And then we see Toby, which was very depressing because it looks like he's suffering with depression again. Now, why is he having issues with his depression again since he just happily got married to the woman of his dreams, basically is what he said. That's very disturbing for me, and I don't know what has triggered that. It could be so many different things. It could be work-related, could be dealing with his parents or his brother, who they seem to have an estranged relationship. Or it could be with his marriage, which would be the worst-case scenario if we're going to play the worst-case scenario game like Randall likes to play with Beth. And then the last little flash forward, which was the most intriguing, I think, for everyone, was going back to that time period where Tess is grown up, and I think maybe she's in her early or mid-20s, and you see Randall a lot older, and they were talking about going to see a certain person who was a woman, or at least a female. I mean, I guess it could be a young woman, a child. They were nervous about going to see her. It was a very grave moment, and we were left with wondering who it is. So I definitely wanted to see what you guys thought, who you think the her is that they were going to go see in the future. And there's been a lot of discussion I just saw from the Facebook page with all kinds of ideas thrown out there. And something that I think we should keep in mind is that with this show, you really don't know where it's going a lot of times. So the her that they're going to see could possibly be someone we haven't met yet, somebody who hasn't been born yet in current time. I mean, it could even be someone's daughter, who knows, maybe her younger sister had a baby or all kinds of things, but it doesn't sound good at all. And also, I definitely want to talk about the scene with Deja, which honestly broke my heart because I thought the episode before the finale that centered on Deja was one of the best episodes that the show has ever done. I absolutely loved that episode, and to see her turn the page in a negative way, and to see her destroy Randall's prized possession material-wise was unexpected. I knew something bad was going to go down considering her attitude and everything about going to the wedding. She definitely didn't want to be there. And even after, I can't remember the name of Beth's sister off the top of my head. Is it Zoe or something like that? I don't know why I can't remember it. But even after she talked to her and she seemed to turn around and she put a dress on for the wedding, you know, I love that they went there and had her take Jack's baseball bat and destroy that Mercedes. I wanted so bad to see everyone's reaction, but we'll have to wait for season 3. So Sarah says you think either Deja is in jail or Beth died and they're going to visit her grave. So I saw from the majority of I got caught up in the Facebook comments and I read so many, and many people think it's Beth, and that's why I titled this video that. Part of me thinks that's a little easy, and also I'm thinking they've already done the whole parent dies scenario with Jack's death and how that messed up his kids and everything. Would they do a copycat of that, but just make it the mother who dies of this family, which was very similar to Rebecca and Jack, because they were, you know, Randall and Beth's family is like the perfect family. And it's pretty much like a mirror image when you're throwing in them adopting Deja, except that they have 3 girls instead of 2 boys and a girl. You know, Randall and Beth are like picture perfect parents. You couldn't ask for better people. And it's a great family, kind of like the Pearson dynamic. So they could be playing off of that and just switching the parent who is going to die. And then we also have to think that if it is Beth who is sick, or if it is the younger sister who is sick, or whoever it is, if it's a scenario where someone is sick, or even if it's a scenario where someone's in trouble, it doesn't mean that this person isn't going to get better, or this person can't get help and get out of whatever trouble they have, whether that's a rehab situation, a jail situation, or whatever. Does anyone else think it's someone other than Deja being in jail or Beth dying? So we still don't really know how everything's going to play out with Deja in present time. It does seem like that they're going to adopt her, which would make sense. And I do hope that they adopt her. I saw a lot of hateful comments about Deja on the Facebook page. And I will be honest, when she was first introduced, I thought she was a pretty bratty kid. But after seeing the episode all about her and her background, I'm not really sure how anyone could have bad things to say about her, because I think it's a really great message to when, you know, sometimes you meet people in life who just are so negative and they just seem really upset all the time, and they, you know, kind of like Deja's, they give off a bad vibe. And a lot of times it's so easy to judge them and be like, okay, this person just sucks. They're just not a good person. But you really have no idea what this person's been through. And even though that's not an excuse to act like a jerk the rest of your life, Deja is the way Deja is because look at her background. I mean, pretty terrible stuff for a very young person to go through. So I'm really hoping the best for her, and I hope that the scenario isn't that Deja is in jail because I want her to pull through this and come out a better person, and I really think that she can. And I think that it's, you know, I think it's pretty real life. I have my 2 first cousins are adopted, and they were adopted when they were about 5 and 6, their brother and sister. And there was a lot of drama throughout the years with them, a lot of rebellion, a lot of stuff they did to kind of get back at their adoptive parents, who are my aunt and uncle, even though they never did anything to them. Because I know, you know, one of my cousins would always tell me, you just never get over your parents abandoning you, and being taken from their home. And they had been through the foster care system and with all kinds of different families, kind of like Deja. So I don't think that it's bizarre that she's acting this way, or that it's not typical. I mean, maybe some of you have dealt with foster kids, or you know someone who's a foster kid, or you have been. And it doesn't mean that everyone is going to have a chip on their shoulder and everyone's going to bash their foster dad's car or whatever. But I think her actions are understandable, and I don't think it's like she's an evil child. Like, we're not talking about one of those movies where like the child's evil. I don't think she's going to kill Beth. That a lot of people on Facebook said she's going to kill Beth. I don't see that. Sarika says it's probably Beth's sister because they said 3 new characters are coming in season 3. So are you saying you think it's Beth's sister who is in trouble in the future? Something that was pointed out just when I was literally, I don't usually do this, but I needed someone to talk to, but I was reading a bunch of different articles from entertainment blogs and entertainment channels about their thoughts about the finale. And someone pointed out that when we first saw that flash forward, which I think was during the Super Bowl episode where Randall went to see Tess at work, that he wasn't wearing his wedding band, which I did not pick up on that. But that can mean a variety of things, like he just forgot his wedding band, they're divorced, Beth is not alive anymore in that time. So, I think whatever that situation is a sad situation. But again, I don't know for sure if that means that the situation can't have a happy ending, can't be resolved, or maybe it does mean that it's, the worst case scenario. This person's going to die. This person's going to lead a life of crime or whatever it is. But what do you guys think about that? I mean, do you guys have any more thoughts about who could be this person? Any thoughts about why Toby is so depressed and having so many issues, even though he just got married to who he really wanted to be married to? And as far as the Vietnam storyline, there's definitely a lot that could be there, including, which is not my idea, but something I read on Facebook. Some people are wondering if Jack's brother actually died and perhaps he is living over there but never had contact anymore, and just everyone thought he was dead, but maybe he has a life of his own, a family of his own, and kids, grandkids, all of that in the future. I mean, present day, but he lives possibly in Vietnam, and maybe that's the reason. I mean, I definitely don't think, and they obviously showed us by him pulling out the photo of his dad and his dad's brother, that he's not just going to Vietnam just for a whim, like a vacation. Even though it's beautiful there, I'm sure there's a lot more to that. So I think that's going to be interesting to see where they're going with that. And the writers of the show have said they're going to explore Jack's past a lot. But something to keep in mind is about Toby, since he's one of the people in a compromising position in the near future. We really don't know much about his past at all. We knew he had been married to someone who he said was like a horrible person, and it was a tough divorce, and his parents were saying he went through a very bad depression. But this was the first time we met his parents. We don't know what the deal is with his brother, so that's someone they could introduce next season. And we don't really know, his depression, which I think a breakup, a divorce, a lot of times triggers a depression, and that's kind of a normal reaction. But there may be more to his previous marriage than he's told us. Maybe some of the stuff that went wrong was on him and not just the ex-wife. So maybe, we're seeing this issue that he's having with depression again is kind of what was going on during his old marriage. I don't know. So Sarika says Toby is depressed because of his parents, and the Vietnam thing is so interesting. So the thing about Toby and his parents is that I feel like when we left off at the wedding, he kind of put them in their place. They kind of agreed to shut up and move on. So I don't know if, in the next few months, they're going to start saying Kate is a bad choice for you, and start pressuring him that he needs to end the marriage. Maybe that leads to his depression. I felt like he was in a really strong place. He was telling them, I'm not going to listen to this. I'm going to marry her. So to me, hearing that in the episode, I would feel like if they kept pressuring him, he would just shut them out, at least until they stopped acting that way. But I don't know. I think with this show, the easy answers are never the right answer. So whatever is easiest to think of why he's depressed, is easiest to think of why they're going to Vietnam, and is easiest to think of who this mystery woman is who is in a bad position, is not the answer, because they always flip stuff around, which I think is really amazing. As someone who pretty much only watches mystery shows and thriller shows, this is not in that category, yet the surprises are better than some of the thrillers and mysteries that I watch, and so that's something that really keeps me coming back to this every week, but not even that, because it's just such a well-written show with great actors, and it feels very real. I forget a lot of times that it is not, it just seems like real life. I think they do a really good job of depicting real life in present time, and tackling difficult issues and things like that, and showing that real life doesn't always resolve the way we want. And sometimes the best guy in the world, who's the best dad in the world, dies out of the blue, and there's nothing really much anyone could have done to stop it, So Sarika says Dan Fogelman is also creating a movie. The guy who wrote This Is Us. So that's interesting. I haven't heard about that. I don't know if it's going to be anything like this show, or if it's totally a different genre or something. So for now, I've talked a lot, but maybe some of you guys want to share your theories about season 3 or anything you liked or disliked. Did anyone in here dislike the finale? Like I said on the Facebook page, many people disliked the finale. And they were mostly disappointed with everything going on with the wedding. It wasn't the last few minutes. It was like everything leading up to that people were not down for. So Brianna, the car that Deja was smashing was definitely Randall's expensive Mercedes that he loves so much. And he kept telling her, like, if you work hard, you can have the big car, the big house, and the fancy car. So that was like his prize material possession. So for sure that was his Mercedes, which they focus on that quite a bit in this episode when Randall and Kevin went looking for Kate, and Kevin brought his ice cream into that Mercedes, and Randall was like, don't spill ice cream on my car. So he was really protective of the car, which is, of course you would be. I think he said in the episode when he talked about buying the car a while back that it was like $143,000, and he did pay cash for it, which I think they brought up in last night's, or for me, the finale episode. So, why did she do that? Definitely she was set off by Toby's mom, who I don't think Toby's mom was trying to be rude. She didn't know that she was a foster child. That's how I took it. Maybe you took it a different way, but I think she just thought those three were sisters. And when she said that Deja looked just like her dad, that really set off Deja. I think she would have been okay if that hadn't been said. And that's when she disappeared from the party. And I knew when she disappeared that bad things were happening. I knew that wasn't going to go anywhere good, but I did not ever think about her smashing the Mercedes. So that was shocking. I liked it, although I hated it for Randall and his family, and very excited to see the reaction to that. And as far as the other cliffhangers with Vietnam and whoever is sick or in trouble in the future with Randall's family and the depression of Toby, those three things may not be resolved immediately, because a lot of times they skip around in time, or they'll do a total, like one episode will be totally back in the 80s or the 90s and never even come into present day. So I'm just wondering if we will get any further advancement of those three cliffhangers in the premiere or not. So I definitely think all three will be discussed and figured out in season 3, but it may take us a few episodes. So I think that really, I don't even remember at this point what happened in the finale of season 1. Oh, I know what happened. I think the cliffhanger was when Tess was in the back of the car and Kevin was driving, and it definitely looked like he was going to have a wreck or something, which it wasn't really that big of a cliffhanger. I thought that was interesting, but they resolved that very quickly in the premiere of season 2. So to me, this was a way juicier set of cliffhangers, and I'm actually way more excited for season 3 than I was season 2, even though I always knew I was going to watch season 2, but I'm really excited. So but yeah, is there anything else that you guys wanted to say, or your thoughts? And again, if you disliked the finale or anything like that, it doesn't offend me, so you don't have to be afraid to tell me. If you're watching this after this has aired live, you can definitely share your thoughts and answer all the questions that I've been asking people live. And if you disliked it, let me know why. Like, literally does not upset me at all if you don't like it, because I didn't write the show. I wish I did, because I would be super rich, because those people are getting paid a ton of money per episode. I forgot what it was. I heard a couple weeks ago how much the stars are getting paid per episode, and it's like, whoa. But it is a very good show, and I think it's going to be one of these shows that is like an iconic show that people think about years after it ends. Like when I think about like the Cosby Show and stuff like that, even though Bill Cosby's gone through a lot of drama lately, shows that people are talking about, and they will be following like the kid stars in this and like seeing what they do in the future, and like especially people who got their break on this show, like people like the actress who plays Kate and the actor who plays Kevin, people that we didn't really know before. Like we knew Mandy Moore, but this is making their careers. Like they can probably do pretty much anything after this ends. But I think this show's going to be on for a while, which is good, because I'm definitely not ready for this to end. I don't think it's stale or boring at all. I mean, it's just the second season. So I hope it always stays the way that it is, where it's intriguing and has really amazing twists and everything. Like I hope it always stays that way, because I'm really happy with it at this point. For those of you who watch How to Get Away with Murder, the finale is on tonight, so I'll definitely be doing a live chat tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern. I hope you can make it. I'm hoping some big stuff happens in that. If you've never watched that show, it's really good, but you've missed a few seasons. I think you can watch them on the ABC app and the ABC website. Probably, I'm pretty sure it's on Netflix as well. So, yes, hi, thank you, the Nubian hippie, thank you so much. But yeah, my closing thoughts about the finale were, I thought it was really good. I wasn't bored with the wedding. I didn't have any issues with that. I just saw a lot of comments from others that they had issues with the entire episode up until the end. People just felt very bored. I don't know. I don't have that feeling. I just wasn't bored. I've never really disliked an episode. So, Sarika says, you like the part where the wedding was happening and when they showed Jack Kate exposed to her mom that she was having a dream of Jack renewing their vows when Deja smashed Randall's car. You were sad. Yes. Thank you so much, the Nubian hippie, for your donation. That's much appreciated. Brianna says you enjoyed the finale. You have never disliked a show from This Is Us. You enjoyed Kate and Rebecca moment they had and Kate letting go of Jack. Yes, and I also wanted to mention I really enjoyed the dream wedding, the renewing of the vows between Jack and Rebecca. I thought was really cool because just like everyone else, I love Jack. And, you know, every time we get to see him, usually in flashbacks, but in this time a flash forward was awesome because, you know, that was obviously never going to happen because he didn't live to be that old, but it was very sad and lovely, and I did love that. Yes, I'm doing a live chat tomorrow about the How to Get Away with Murder finale, so that will be 5 p.m. Eastern for that, and I'll probably definitely be doing a video on that as well. But also let me know in the comments whether you're watching this live or later. Do you want me to do a sit-down video about this season of This Is Us and where I think it's going and my thoughts, or was this enough for you? Because I definitely pretty much told you everything that I thought, but if you would rather watch me do like a sit-down video discussing kind of what we've done here, and where I think it's going and any kind of predictions I have, just comment down below or just like this video or whatever to let me know, so I can definitely do that as well. But this, I'm going to tell you, since this show is over, How to Get Away with Murder is pretty much over. Westworld will be returning next April. You can watch all of season 1 on HBO Go. It's very, very good. It's a very complex show. But if you don't like sci-fi, I'm not really a sci-fi fan, but I love this show. The actors are really good. They're like some pretty famous people, so you know they're going to be good, but they're actually really good in this. So I think if you're looking for something else to watch and you want to join in on my chats and videos for Westworld, you know, it won't take much time to binge a whole season. I definitely don't try to tell people to binge something that's like 5 or 6 seasons. That's on you. Like, you know, if you miss How to Get Away with Murder and if you have time, go watch it. But I don't have the kind of time to watch like a billion seasons. Sarika wants me to do a sit-down video. I definitely can. The Nubian hippie says, get those views, girl. Make as many as you like. Brianna, I've stopped watching Riverdale. I just got really bored with it, and I was forcing myself to watch the last episodes that I did, and I didn't have any motivation to do chats on it or videos, and so that, for me, was a big sign that I just needed to let it go, and I tried to go back a couple of times, and I just wasn't into it, so as of now, I don't have any interest in returning to it, but if you love it, that's no, like, you know, shade on you. I just could not get back into it. I started watching Life Sentence with Lucy Hale, which is the new show of hers that premiered on the CW, I think, last week. And I watched half of the first episode. I thought it was okay. I wasn't really blown away by it, but I didn't dislike it. I need to go back and finish it. But I think it's kind of something that I'm not super into, but I do like Lucy Hale. So I'm not sure yet if I'll keep watching. I'm definitely like an episode and a half behind. So I did get some messages on Twitter and some, you know, DMs about people saying I should watch it, so I did try to check it out. So Sarika's asking about Rise. I had a friend in real life, not that you guys aren't real, but not on the internet, tell me they watched it and loved it. So I'm planning on watching that this weekend on NBC, which is cool because you can usually watch all their stuff for free. As long as it's not super old, and then you just have to sit through a few commercials. So, but I also want to tell you guys, if you didn't know, like if you follow me, if you want to follow me on Twitter, that's where I update about like this live chat. I mentioned that on Twitter, but probably a lot of people didn't see it because some people don't follow. So if you are active on Twitter, I usually only post important things on there, like when I have a new video or when I have a chat coming up or whatever. So follow me there. On Instagram, I do a lot of traveling. I'm doing a lot of traveling coming up pretty soon for the rest of this year. So if you want to follow me on there, that would be really cool because I'm going to start doing more live stories, Instagram stories. And I think it would be cool if you're, someone who is big. I love Instagram. Like, I'm always watching everyone's stories and scrolling through my feed like all the time. So if you're looking for someone new to follow on Instagram, I don't really talk about TV shows on there, although I could start doing that in stories if you guys want me to. But I do stories about my day, and most of the stuff that I post is about travels that I've been on. I'm going to Portugal next month, so I'm going to be there for like 14 days, I think. So I'll be doing a lot of stories from there and photos and stuff like that. So all of that information is in the down bar, but pretty much everything is Kelly_TV, except for Snapchat. To be honest, I don't ever use Snapchat, so it's there, but I'm not really on it. I'm there, but I'm not. Hi, Christine. I actually got a blowout today because where I dislocated my finger last week, and I've been able to wash it and everything. It's my right hand, which I'm right-handed. So it's been like a real struggle to curl it or style it. I just can't. I'm pretty much just been drying it and just letting it go, and it just looks like crap constantly. So I got a blowout today. So definitely this is not the way I would normally style my hair. So when I first saw it, I was like, I don't know about this, but thank you for saying that because it's growing on me because I usually never curl it this much, but they just kind of do their own thing when you get a blowout sometimes, But I just want to thank you guys so much for always supporting me, even though I don't do a ton of videos right now, and it's just because the shows that I love are just not on or haven't returned, and I want to only do stuff I'm really into. I dislocated my finger because I was carrying a bunch of bags of food, like for some friends. I went and got food for myself and some friends, and I was walking back to my car and I had a ton of like drinks and bags, and I wasn't looking down. I was looking like to my car because I was trying to get there quickly, and I was walking really fast, and something was in the parking lot. I still don't even know what it was because it just happened so fast. Like I fell, I landed on my pinky finger, and I also like scraped a lot of skin off of both of my hands and my leg, and yeah. It's okay. And anyway, so it was all like a blur, and I really don't even know what happened or what I tripped over because I was in so much pain at that point. I was just trying to like get my phone and call someone to take me to the emergency room. It's okay, Christina. I'm not watching Riverdale anymore just because I could not get into the show anymore, and I was to the point where I was forcing myself to watch the episodes. And I'm really sorry if you still like the show. That's awesome. Like, I hope some people are still, or a lot of people are still watching it, but at this point, I don't see myself continuing to watch it because I have everything on DVR, but when I tried to go back like last week and watch some stuff I'd missed out on, I just really wasn't into it, so I don't know. Yeah, everyone gets to these things at different times, so it's okay. I don't mind repeating myself because sometimes someone's here in the first 5 minutes and they leave, and sometimes people don't get on to the last 5 minutes, so I appreciate any time you guys have to be present in these chats. But I'm going to mention one last thing for any of you guys who watch Wendy Williams, because, I'm like obsessed with Wendy Williams. I went to her show and they chose me to play a game, and I got to like talk to her and be interviewed by her a while back. And a lot of people have seen that, and it's out there somewhere on YouTube. If you ever find it, like send me the link. It was when, oh my God, Michael Jackson's brother, I can't think of his first name. He was the guest. Why can't I think of his name? Anyway, because I don't know where it is, but it's out here on YouTube. But I just wanted to say that Jerry O'Connell has been filling in for her this week, and you probably know, or you may not know, that I met him a couple years ago, and I loved him so much in person, so I love Jerry O'Connell, and he's hilarious. So if you watch Wendy, or even if you don't, and if you don't like Wendy, like, he's not like Wendy. So he's been doing an amazing job. He'll be on again tomorrow. And he was on all week, basically. But you can watch it on YouTube. But he's so funny, and I've just been, like, laughing so hard through every episode. I'm getting ready to watch today's episode on my DVR. But he's so funny, and I love him, but I still love Wendy. But, like, oh my God, it's made my week to have him guest hosting. And if you want to laugh, or if you like Jerry O'Connell or whatever, even if you don't know much about him, I think it's really funny. Some people think he's a little too crazy, so you might not like it, but you might just like it too. So anyway, I hope you guys are having a great week. I will see those of you who watch How to Get Away with Murder tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern for my live chat on the finale. That's a big night for us tonight for that episode. Yes, Jerry's very cute. He's married to a beautiful model, and he has two cute little girls. But Jerry is like so down to earth. Like, I'm totally honest with you because I used to be a TV news reporter, and when I met him, I was like, I want to say 19 or 20, and I didn't know what I was doing. He was the first celebrity I interviewed, and he was so kind and so, I mean, like, there would be no reason for him to try to impress me or talk to me. I wasn't with, like, E! News or anything, so he was so kind, and he acted like he'd know me forever, and I'll never forget that because he did not need to be that nice to me. That's just, I just, for sure, is that's how he is, you know. All right, so you guys have a great day, and I will see some of you tomorrow, and if I don't, let me know again in the comments if you're watching this later on, if you want me to do a sit-down video on my thoughts on the finale, and then I will see you with that next week. So, bye, guys!